Welcome back, focused learners. Okay, so today we are looking at a genuinely mind-blowing leap in artificial intelligence. I mean, something that is fundamentally reshaping how we even think about software and digital creation. We are moving way past the days of AI just writing a few lines of helper code. Today's explainer is about a massive paradigm shift. So get ready, because the speed and scale of what AI can now accomplish is going to completely change your perspective on the future of development. It's literally a 173-second revolution.
Okay, let's dive into this. Guys, today we've ended game development forever. That quote right there, that comes directly from the creator at the AI News Vortex channel. And look, I know exactly what you're thinking because I thought it too. It sounds incredibly dramatic, right? Maybe even a bit hyperbolic. Ended game development forever? Surely that's an exaggeration. But you see, the creator set out to test the absolute limits of current AI. Now, everyone knows AI can build basic websites or tiny little 2D toys, but they wanted to push it to the absolute breaking point to see if this wild claim actually holds up.
And that brings us to this incredibly specific number, 173. That is the exact number of seconds, we're talking under 3 minutes here, that it took the AI model Claude to output a fully playable 3D FIFA-style football game running directly in a web browser. Just think about that for a second. You barely have time to go to the kitchen, pour yourself a cup of coffee, and in that exact same window, an AI has coded a functioning 3D video game completely from scratch. No way, right?
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer density of what was actually requested to make that happen. This wasn't achieved through some long back-and-forth conversation over weeks. No, this was one single mega prompt. The creator literally asked for a full 3.gas 11 versus 11 World Cup game. They demanded a real field, a big stadium, 22 active players, and complex mechanics, passing, sprinting, shooting, tackling. But it didn't stop there. The prompt also required auto-player switching, full keyboard and Xbox controller support, dynamic camera movements, super kicks, goal effects, and even simulated crowd energy. All of that packed into one single HTML file. Absolutely wild.
Look at those zeros. This is the stark reality of what just happened. To build all of those complex features, traditional development would heavily rely on massive game engines like Unity or Unreal Engine. You'd normally need gigabytes of downloaded visual and audio assets. And crucially, you would need a whole specialized dev team to stitch the whole shebang together. But in this experiment, zero. Zero engines, zero external assets, and zero human development team. Just one person, one plain English prompt, and the AI.
And this introduces a really fascinating new concept called vibe coding. What shocked the creator the most wasn't just that the code compiled and ran, it was that the AI is no longer just spitting out random syntax. It's actively starting to understand the intended feeling of your request. Like, when the prompt asked for a football game, Claude understood that football should feel fast, it understood that the camera needs to dynamically follow the action to create excitement, that shots on the net should feel powerful, and that goals should feel dramatic. The AI actually attempted to translate those abstract human emotions and vibes into working, functional code. It's a real game changer.
And this brilliantly illustrates that this isn't just a fluke with one single system. Whether it's Claude taking the crown for the best overall 3D gameplay with highly impressive graphics, OpenAI's GPT 5.5 holding its own with really good functional results, or even dedicated platforms like Lovable surprising us with strong outputs, the entire industry has crossed a massive threshold here. Multiple models are all successfully achieving this one-shot vibe coding magic. To put this into perspective, the creator calls this the Will Smith spaghetti moment for vibe coding. Remember those early, super bizarre AI-generated videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti? They looked kind of weird, they broke often, and they were completely unpolished. But they proved the impossible was suddenly possible, and evolving rapidly. Well, that is exactly where AI software development is right now. This 173-second football game isn't exactly EA Sports FIFA, right? It's a mini arcade match. Sometimes the physics break, or the players look a bit strange, but the underlying capability of what is happening under the hood, it is undeniably terrifying in its potential. So, the crucial point is, how does this actually impact the job market? Because we are witnessing a shift on par with the biggest industrial automation milestones in history. It's like when factories moved from manual assembly benches to automated production lines. Think of traditional software development like hiring professional home builders. You need a specialized crew, right? An architect, an electrician, a plumber, a framer. It takes months. Now, imagine a single-person AI generation tool that acts like a magic 3D printer. One person types a plain English description of the house they want, and it just prints the fully wired, plumbed, and finished house in minutes. This completely inverts the ratio of output to human effort, and honestly, it deeply threatens traditional team-based creative and developmental roles.
And we really have to recognize that this goes way beyond a 3D arcade game. The exact same process used to generate that football game is being used right now to build highly specific everyday tools. We're talking about someone prompting an AI to build a custom Pomodoro study timer, a personalized tip calculator for their small business, or a completely functional inventory tracking dashboard. And all of it generated in seconds from plain English. Whether it's websites, apps, or full business workflows, the barriers to entry for software creation are literally crumbling in real time.
Let's move on and see how this builds into an absolutely wild realization. Is this the worst version of AI coding we will ever have? As mind-bending as a fully playable 3D game generated in under 3 minutes is, the reality is that this is still the worst version of this technology we will ever experience. It is only going to get faster, more polished, and more deeply capable from this day forward. The spaghetti phase, well, it never lasts long in AI. Today's weird physics is tomorrow's masterpiece.
But you know, even with all this massive technological disruption, the human experience of playing games remains pretty wonderfully unchanged. The creator actually ended their test of this AI-generated game with a bit of classic gaming trash talk. They were yelling at the AI players, "My grandma runs faster than you, bro. Even I could score that." Only to immediately get scored on and have to backtrack with, wait, I was joking, I had vision. It's just a hilarious reminder that while AI might be able to build the stadium in 17.3 seconds, we're still the ones sitting on the couch yelling at the screen. So, what kind of app or game would you build if all it took was one plain English prompt? Think about it. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.